with the Sangha and for conducting the work there this evening in this university campus. So my remarks would focus on reconciliation as a part to work with. One talks by the Buddha in the Sutta Pitaka, and the other two stories as experience of healing post-war situation in Vietnam. Number one, the story of peacetime reconciliation between Sakya and Viet clouds over Rohini water dispute. This story, all of us know very well that the Sakya and Viet are very close clouds. Both depend on the water of Rohini for their agriculture and daily use. As both sides claimed exclusive right to use water, they prepared to fight. Overhearing the conflict, the Buddha personally traveled to the stream, stranded. Between the two opposite sides, the Buddha was very deeply a great question, which is more precious, given life or water. The Buddha will give the teachings of the way of love, peace, unity, and tolerance, a benefit of shared resources instead of fighting for them and death because of love. Through his compassionate guidance, the two armies of Korea and Sakya laid down their weapons and found a fair agreement of water distribution. The lesson we can learn from the teachings of Buddha are as follows. Human life is always more precious than material resources. Rich and stubbornness should never lead to war and destruction. Resources shared based on cooperation and justice brings lasting benefits to all sides. Prioritize dialogue and peaceful negotiation over the use of force and war. The Buddha's message to this story reminds us that this and understanding remain the only true path to happiness and sustainable development. Number two, the story of King Chandra's post-war reconciliation policy in Vietnam. After defeating the third Mongol invasion in 1288, the Chang dynasty, under the direction of King Chandra, chose not to revenge or destroy the defeated enemy. Instead, guided by the Buddhist noble canons, the king promoted reconciliation and human aid to the war. After a victory at the Patong River, about more than 10,000 young Mongol soldiers were captured as prisoners of war in Vietnam. King Chandra ordered more than 500 posts to be prepared and filled with rice, salt, and food supplies to safely send the prisoners of war back to their own country. The king also sent a diplomatic mission to the Yuan Mongol court with tribute and a letter of goodwill to restore peaceful relationship and to formalize the diplomatic ties between the two countries. This humanitarian policy helped maintain Vietnam's independence, but also at the same time opening a new chapter of peace in Vietnamese-UN relations. These historical lessons offer meaningful insight for today's world. Lasting peace would be built on compassion and forgiveness, not revenge. A good leader looks beyond short-term victories to ensure the ultimate benefit for the people at large. Returning prisoners of war with dignity and restore diplomatic relations enact a high-level civilization. In a world still facing wars and suffering, Kim Jong-un's legacy remains a valuable guide for global peace building. Number 3, Vietnam-US reconciliation, a form of fools to partners. The US started the war with Vietnam in 1955. Within 2 decades, US has dropped over more than 7.5 million tons of gold on Vietnam, twice the total amount used in both World War I and World War II combined. This includes chemical weapons like organ agents. On the enemy side, an estimated 3 million people died, including both military personnel and civilians from the both North Vietnam and South Vietnam. On US side, 58,220 soldiers killed and 150,000 soldiers wounded. Following the Vietnamese War from 1955 to 1975, relations between America and Vietnam remained hostile for 40 years. On July 11, 1995, U.S. President Bill Clinton and Vietnamese Prime Minister shook hands to officially normalize relations between the two countries after 20 years of post-war division. Under the leadership of President Bill Clinton and Prime Minister the two nations decided to heal the past and open a new chapter of cooperation. This process was far from easy. Normalizing relations with America would have Vietnam escaped international isolation, attract foreign investment, and promote economic development. As you see, Vietnam has been developed since 1975. The key lesson is in the ability to overcome the past pain by forgiving us and heal it with a long-term vision for global and national benefits. Reconciliation requires all parties to place long-term benefits above personal emotions and past losses. Conflicts can be overcome through dialogue, empathy, and steadfast commitment to healing. Principles such as forgiveness, loving-kindness, compassion, and mutual understanding plays a crucial role in reconciliation for building bridges of trust and fostering sustainable peace. From a nation once deeply scared by war, Vietnam today stands as a testament to the transformative power of compassion, reconciliation, and spiritual healing. As we gather in the spirit of the President Vesak 2025 in the city, let's affirm that sustainable peace cannot be achieved through power or politics alone, but through cultivation of inner peace and collective wisdom. The teaching of the Buddha urges us to overcome hatred with love, violence with understanding, and division with unity and inclusivity. These values are not only timeless truths, but alive fully within this chapter and expression of humanity in the 21st century. Let's Vietnam's journey from suffering to independence, from complete war to tolerance and harmony, serve as a meaningful offering to the world that true peace begins in the mind, is nurtured in the heart, and manifest in action, guided by insight, meditation, and ethics. In this light, the global harmony not remain a dream, but become a shared commitment, accepted by the reader's heart. The Buddha has something till now. Thank you very much for your listening, and thank you for the contribution to the success of University of Vesak. Thank you.